Let me start by saying thanks to everyone for showing up today. I also like to say that I'm not overjoyed with having to do this today. My family has warned me that Albuquerque Journal might go after me. A lot of people were afraid to come here, and I think that says a lot about the Albuquerque Journal, and that I don't believe journalists or journalism should be viewed that way with fear. I've always been a big supporter of freedom of the press, and I will continue to be. But I also believe that with the freedoms that we have in our society, we need to be responsible. And I truly believe that the Albuquerque Journal has been irresponsible in their coverage of Mr. John Dantis, retiring public safety deputy county manager for public safety. John has devoted his lifetime to helping people in our community. And within 2 short months, I can't remember a day in which the Journal hasn't tried to degrade him. And I just felt the real responsibility in talking about John and the good things that he's done for our community. And I would hope that the Albuquerque Journal would be fairer in their coverage of stories and could understand that when they write stories that they have responsibility. I believe that John's son made some mistakes. He made the mistakes of a person with an addiction problem. I believe that our community is a caring community that cares about people with these kind of problems and wants to help them. It doesn't want to tear them down until there's just a shred of nothing left. And I hope that Jamie will do good in his recovery, and that I want him to know that there's a supportive community that cares about people in crisis. John Dantis is a true public servant. He has dealt with people in crisis his whole career. John has a master's in social work. He has a really interesting approach towards dealing with public safety. He cares enough about people to not tear them down, but to try and help build them back up. It's a sad day in our community. It's a sad day in our community because we as citizens, we the public, have allowed our public newspaper, I think they're our public because we pay for their newspaper. I pay for it every month. I don't have the choice of buying any other newspaper in my town, but I buy it. I sort through it trying to find the news. Sometimes they got some good news, but doggone it, be responsible, Albuquerque Journal. Don't drag a person till there's nothing left. I have no problem with individuals working for the paper. I have a lot of friends that work for the paper, but there's an attitude that needs to change. We as a community, including the media, have to start thinking about, are we going to be kind about people? Are we going to degrade people? If someone makes a mistake, are we going to knock them down to the ground till there's nothing left? That's not who I am. I don't think that's who any of these people are. Many of these people work counseling people in crisis. They spend nights, days helping people. I want the help of the Albuquerque Journal, and I want to ask the Journal, please be responsible. Be responsible. I was going to burn my newspaper today, and I was going to do it because I thought it would be something good to show the public, because I thought the visual media was going to be here. The only thing we have is a video from the Journal. So I'm not going to burn my paper, but I am going to ask everyone to throw it in the trash.
I want to burn mine. I want to burn mine. I'm going to burn mine. What? I'm going to burn this paper. Can I burn it?
Go ahead.
John's done way too much.
Yep.
He's done way too much for someone to focus on one
Bullshit.
It ain't right.
The independent investigative report released by the county basically supports and bolsters all the allegations that were reported in the journal regarding nepotism and the violation of certain county policies. Why not burn the investigative report or direct your anger toward them?
You know what? I have no anger for them. I agree with a lot of the report. The only concern that I have is where do we stop? And that's where the journal has just added fuel to the fire.
My name is Ms. Gall.
Yes, he made a mistake. And anybody here who hasn't, pick up a stone.
But I think anybody would do that for their son.
Yeah, who's not gonna
Any father would do that
kids,
for their kid.
anybody.
Anybody would.
Exactly.
That you're a father. That's your whole thing. Is your kid.
Okay, so he made a mistake there. But other than that, what's he done so horrible to our community?
Help the
Not a
community.
damn
That's
thing.
what he's done wrong.
But they're not talking about what he's done good.
Good.
And it weighs 99.9.
Yeah, and if it were to be balanced journalism, then that's what should have been. And when Steve's over here talking about, you know, to be responsible, I think what he's saying is, first, let's not beat a dead horse. Okay, we told the story yesterday, we hear the same story today, the same story the next day and the next day. Quit beating a dead horse already.
Didn't you do enough?
He's gone. Everybody, are you happy now? He's gone.
Poor recording.
So it's like,